We're closing out HALLOW-SCREAM with the quintessential ranking for horror movies, which is the kills. Kills are a pretty large component of why we watch horror movies, and they can make or break a movie completely. And while Scream isn't known for its creative kills, there's still quite a number of kills in these 4 flicks. And I'm going to be ranking these based off a few factors, mainly personal taste, obviously, but also not just the manner in which someone died, but the surprise, the impact, the shock, the meaning it has towards the plot of the movies themselves, and also factors of, you know, like the usual gore and all of that. So let's get into it, because this is a long list. Spoilers ahead, and from the bottom to the top, here we go. Cotton and Christine, Scream 3.
It was a simple game, Cotton. You should have told me where Sydney was. Now, you lose.
I feel like I've been too hard on Scream 3 during all these videos. But also, no, I haven't. Why is this the bottom of the list? So many reasons. Like I said in my other videos, Khan's a fun character, and he gets killed in a way that just, it makes no sense. It makes no sense for a man of his stature and physicality to get killed like that. And as for Christine, well, she just gets stabbed in the back, which is like how 75% of people die in these movies. But in this instance, it's not really anything. We don't really know her. She barely does anything, and then she's gone just as fast as she's arrived. And all in all, yeah, it's just a pretty lame couple of kills.
You don't have to do this, Roman. Just tell me what you want. I can make it happen. Any picture, name your budget, script approval, final cut.
I already have it.
John, Scream 3. How do you have someone like horror royalty and an icon, someone like Lance Henriksen, I almost said Lance Henriksen, in your movie? You have Lance Henriksen in the movie, okay? It's Bishop from Alien, and he's in like he's everywhere, and he doesn't do jack shit in this movie other than like say some exposition for 5 minutes, and then he dies. Like, this character wasn't even that interesting of a dude. He's just a cliche, scummy Hollywood boss executive guy who disappears for like 90% of the movie, only for him to show back up again to just, you know, increase the body count for Scream 3. It's disrespectful as such a dope character actor who generally is the best part of the movies he's in.
You guys should get out too! It's crazy to still be here!
Angelina, Scream 3. Speaking of dope actors, it's crazy to me that Emily Mortimer is in a Scream movie. She just looks and sounds like such a, you know, she's this little petite, fragile English woman, which feels weird to me to see her in like a movie like this. But I love her and the film she's in, and she's a breath of fresh air in a movie that's usually comprised of like, you know, hot up-and-coming teen stars. But that all being said, her character is so one note, and unfortunately the same can be said about her death in the movie. There wasn't anything surprising or shocking about it. She's just basically like a speed bump for the main cast to just get a joke in and run, which is unfortunate for an actress of her caliber.
No!
Sheriff Ross, Scream 4. Speaking of wasting actors, did you guys know that Adam Brody is in Scream 4? Yeah, Adam Brody. He's in Scream 4. Isn't that great? He's in it for like 3 minutes tops. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, how many lines does he have? Maybe like 7. How'd he die? Stab in the back. That's it. Maybe it's just my bias, because I grew up watching The OC, and I'm a huge fan of The OC, and I love his character on The OC. So, also on top of that, his character on The OC, Seth Cohen, a perfect character to be in a Scream movie. Seth Cohen would fit in a Scream movie so well. And so to have Adam Brody in the Scream movie, it's a great choice. He's a total Randy type, but then they cast him as a sheriff? Weird. Well, at least he's on the poster. Well, some of them. That's weird. Wait, where is he in this movie? Oh, he's in the background over there. Oh, I'm sure he's gonna be great, and he's gone. He's gone. It's a waste of a great character, great actor that could have been a great character in the movie. And justice for Adam Brody, dude. That man should have been huge by now. He should be like a superhero, but oh, I guess I should watch Shazam then. I wasn't aware.
And you'd better start running.
Marnie, Scream 4.
Marnie?
That's it. That's how she dies. I didn't like edit anything out. She just dies off screen and crashes through a window. For a movie that starts with having some like insane fake out meta deaths, the first like actual like death in the movie is pretty lame. I mean, it's cool kind of that you get like you hear her get killed on the phone first, but other than that is nothing real special here, unfortunately. That one cop in Scream 2. That's literally how I wrote his name down. Do those cops have names? I don't remember. Anyway, for a throwaway kill, this one is okay. It serves more like a jump scare than anything, but it does kick off a pretty dope sequence in the movie. But again, the kill itself is pretty average, and along with it being like a pretty nothing character, it's why it's so low on the list. Roman, Scream 3. Look, Dewey's a pretty dopey guy, sure, but my god, dude, just shoot the guy in the head. You're a cop. You're not that dumb. Like, I do like Sid turning the tables on Roman here with the ghost face thing and pulling like the old fake death trick on him and disappearing on him. But I don't get why Sid would feel any sort of sympathy for this dude, regardless of familial relations. Like, he did just murder a ton of people. He did try to murder you, and also he caused your mom's murder. Like, why are you holding his hand? And also, you ever notice in every movie that when someone's shot in the head, it's like perfectly centered. It's like right between the eyebrows. What's the deal with that? Somebody, if I shot somebody in the head, it would probably be like here somewhere. It's not like pff, bullseye. Mickey, Scream 2. I mean, this is literally the same as Roman's death, but like slightly better. Gale and Sid, bust some caps in that dude. They unloaded 2 full clips on that man. It's an okay jump scare, and it's a funny twist on which killer is gonna pop out for the last scare, but there's many better killer fake outs ahead.
Consider it done.
Mrs. Loomis, Scream 2. I love that Cotton is the one to do in the killer for this movie, but coming off of the first Scream's fantastic way of killing Billy and Stu, having the killers in this movie just kind of get shot and die, it felt a bit anticlimactic. But I also love that Sid does the headshot just because, like, fuck the Loomis family at this point.
He's gone. What?
Hallie, Scream 2. Did you know that Hallie was supposed to be one of the killers in the original script? But the script got leaked, and they had to change like 90% of Scream 2 into, the movie that we know now. But that does explain why Hallie just kind of gets offed pretty quickly and tossed aside. Her death having almost no impact other than like, why the hell did she stay standing there? But the lead-in is again a really great sequence, and the suspense is tense, and I appreciate the surprise of it, at least. Tyson, Scream 3. why the hell does this man get killed off so fucking mean in this? The man is tossed around like a rag doll, stabbed a bunch, and then thrown out a window. Like, Jesus Christ, the guy was like barely involved with anything. He was just there. He didn't even want to be there, and he's on the poster and he barely does anything. Real Adam Brody type of situation here, now that I think about it. Also, that poor dude the actor had to lay there face down for so long. Like, every scene, he's in the background just like face down on the floor, and I started to feel bad at a certain point. Trudie and Sherry, Scream 4.
I'm right beside you.
So this is the first death in Scream 4, like the first death. And it's sudden, it's bloody, it's violent, but it's weird to me for some reason. Maybe it's the way she flops around, like, before falling down and getting stabbed in the chest, or it's the fact that it's a false opening and it's not that surprising of what happens, and it's not necessarily suspenseful or intense, but again, that's because it's a false opening. But I do appreciate the insane amount of like, frankly, pretty realistic looking blood in this scene, and the great use of the CGI knife going in the chest. Sarah, Scream 3. Speaking of no suspense, this death, the concept of Ghostface chasing someone through like a costume and prop department of a movie studio, it's pretty ripe for a cool scene. But this literally feels like a scene from like the first Scary Movie or something. Like, Scream's always been a balance of horror and comedy, but I think in this instance the scales tipped a bit too much towards comedy. Also, again, it's literally just like, it's another stab in the back. How many are there in this series? I don't know. If Scream 5 doesn't have someone wearing like back armor, then like they never learned their lesson. Robbie, Scream 4.
You can't, there's rules. I'm gay. I'm gay. I mean, if it helps.
This death would be higher on the list if not for that "I'm gay" line. Which, like, none of that holds up now. Gay people die all the time in horror movies. Who the fuck said that was a rule that they don't? Like, I mean, mild spoilers for Halloween Kills, but like, gay people die all the time in horror movies, and sometimes it's very drawn out, and it's like a trope that lesbians die in everything. Who thought that was a anyway? Point is, I'm getting on my soapbox here. I love the concept of like seeing your death on a screen before it happens, and that's very fun to me. But the way they made this dude a streamer is insanely dated, but it's still a fun death. And for years, this character was like how I wanted to be in a Scream movie. Like, I wanted to be that character in a Scream movie. He's dorky, but he's got cool friends. He gets killed, but he's not killed too early. He's in a lot of the movie, and he dies in a creative way. It's a perfect role to play in a Scream movie, in my opinion. Also, if anybody's watching, I would like to be in Scream 6 if possible. Please and thank you.
Come on. Shoulder me. Shoulder me. Shoulder me. Get it up!
Charlie, Scream 4.
Lord! That's not the way we rehearsed it.
You said it, Charlie. Billions do. Trevor and you. But the media really loves baby. Is a soul survivor. Just ask you know who. Trevor was your partner. You were the idea man.
The man died as he lived. Being a simp. What a way to go. But seriously, it's just another play on the Scream 1 scene, but done less effectively here, in my opinion. Maybe that's due to this character just not being as likable or charming, or because it's not that shocking of a death. But yeah, still, it's funny that he starts this killing spree all over a girl, being Kirby, but then he dies over a girl too. It's good irony there.
If you said that.
Steven, Scream 3.
Angry!
I love that Patrick Warburton is in a Scream movie. Kronk is in Scream. Joe is in Scream. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Ghostface killed me, Peter. Got stabbed in the back. Didn't see it coming, Peter. Like, it's insane. And I love how he plays the role. It's very classic Patrick Warburton. And I love that he manages to put up a fight with Ghostface, because he's a big dude. But it still feels too little too soon, in my opinion. I wish we got more of him, and I wish we got more of him and Parker Posey's dynamic together to at least feel some impact from his death.
Predictable. There's no element of surprise. You can see everything coming.
Rachel, Scream 4.
Did that surprise you?
Why?
Because you talk too much. Now shut the fuck up and watch the movie.
Now this is an example of like a purely joke kill, but I think the timing of it is very good, and to me it's a well done joke. Having it be another fake opening, very funny. Having the girl shit talk the movies only for her to be stabbed for it, funny. Having it be Anna Paquin and Kristen Bell, it fully plays into the humor and meta-ness of it all, and it's a fun little cameo that I appreciate. Principal Himbry, Scream. I just don't want to see Henry Winkler get hurt is all. I love Henry Winkler. Practically the whole concept of the show Barry is that you love Henry Winkler so much you don't want to see him get hurt. And that's pretty much how I felt watching it. But it's a great cameo. He really hams it up in classic Winkler fashion. And the shot of Ghostface, like in the reflection of the eye, it's fucking iconic. Great shot. It's weird that he has such sharp scissors. Why are the scissors so big and sharp? Anyway.
Clear.
Clear?
Clear.
Jill, Scream 4.
You forgot the first rule of remakes, Jill. Don't fuck with the original. They always are.
Another kill that would be higher if not for a corny line. That clear thing, it's corny to me, but her being like, you know, an insane, fame-hungry chick, puts up a hell of a fight against like fully grown adults. It's great. I just wish the shock to the head was the final blow, because having it be just another like shot to the head, at this point in the series, it started to feel samey. Tom, Scream 3.
Whoever smells the...
Honestly, he's up this high because he's the only person to explode in a Scream movie, which I find very funny. Ghostface going from stabbing people to straight up blowing up a house is such an insane escalation to me. Granted, the way it all unfolds, pretty fucking dumb. Like, very fucking dumb. But again, a guy exploded. Hilarious. Rebecca, Scream 4.
Alright, someone get up to the top of the structure. Go! Everyone back! Stay back! Listen, I want a man on each stairwell. You see anybody?
I am a big Community fan, so there may be some bias here. Still, the kill itself is okay. But the touch of throwing her off the roof to land in front of like all the reporters and cops and all that, I find that very neat. And it might be the first, I think it's the first like public Ghostface kill, which is also neat. But and I also find it hilarious that Dewey checks if she's alive, right? Like he checks her pulse or something. Like, dude, she caved in that van roof and her guts are out. What are you trying to find here? CICI, Scream 2. This is basically the same kill as the last one, but I like the lead up in this one more. It's classic. It's classic Ghostface stuff. You got a scary phone call. It's taunting. There's good suspense, fake outs, Ghostface in the background doing stuff. There's a good chase. It screams bread and butter, and it's fun. And it's fun to see Buffy do it all. Buffy, like she's a vampire killer, but in slasher movies, she's like really like the first victim to go. It's ironic, really.
I am not the girl you cheat on.
Trevor, Scream 4.
We're definitely good on timeline.
Oh yeah, we're perfect.
She shoots him in the dick. What a way to go, right?
Experiencing some deja vu?
No.
Derek, Scream 2.
Kill you! You are dead! Dead!
Boy, if you date a Prescott, you were just bound to get shot at, right? Like, I love the whole, like, you know, mind game of like, is he the killer or isn't he the killer that Mickey plays with Sid here? Because the whole movie, any movie, no matter what, any murder mystery or something like that, no matter the movie, boyfriend is always suspect number one. So for Mickey to play into that paranoia, that trope, when in reality Derek was like the nicest fucking boyfriend of all time, it's a great twist of the knife, so to speak. But also, that's what Derek gets for singing that fucking cringy ass song. Kenny, Scream.
30-second delay.
This one's got a good build up. The mechanic of the delay in the camera ultimately being what gets him killed is really great. Kenny didn't deserve to go out like that though. Like, the man was just doing his job. Also, how the fuck did they lift that man all the way on top of that van roof? It's just, I really want to see like I really want to see a fucking Three Stooges type bit of Stu and Billy trying to lift that dude onto the van's roof without anybody seeing them. Jenny, Scream 4. So this being the death that like kicks off the title sequence, it means it's got to be a bit of a show. And for the most part it is. I love the callback to Scream 1 with her getting crushed by the garage door. It's a nice way to call back the first movie as you start the new one. Jennifer, Scream 3. Justice for Parker Posey. She should be in all of these movies. What a breath of fresh air she was in this movie. But her dying behind the glass, it was a bit samey after Dewey got hit like that in Scream 2 in a way more effective scene. Steve, Scream.
I'm afraid he's out.
People tend to forget that Steve is the first person to die in a Scream movie, and not Casey. It's easy to see why people would overlook that, but I still think that it's a hell of an effective death that is surprisingly gory and sets up the violence of the series very well. Unfortunately, though, it's an off-screen death, so I gotta knock some points off for that.
Out of here.
Kate, Scream 4. Ghostface really lucked out with this one, huh? Like, lucky she had her head, like, right on the mail slot. It's a bit far-fetched, but I like the shock of it. And especially once it's revealed who kills her, it really adds to the horror of that sequence. Phil, Scream 2.
Listen, Mommy.
Is it pretty unrealistic that Ghostface would know the exact spot on a wall to kill somebody? Yes. Does it look cool? Also yes. Is it pretty unrealistic that somebody can stab a knife through a wall with such force like that? Maybe. Does it look cool though? Yeah. Real cool. Stu, Scream.
I always had a thing for you, Sid.
In your dreams.
Okay, I'm not even sure if he's dead anymore after that Scream 5 trailer. I'm still of the mind that it's Stu in Scream 5. Anyway, considering that all the other ghost faces in this series die by getting shot or stabbed, having a TV fall on your face, pretty standout. And its lead up is just some more great Matthew Lillard insanity, which is really just, it's top-notch stuff. Olivia, Scream 4. This might be the most graphic kill in the series, honestly, or maybe the second most graphic. Either way, it's great. The lead up with the fake out of him being in a different house is fun, like in the other closet. The kill is absolutely fucking, it's brutal. And having her friends in the house next door having to watch it all, great. The insanely bloodied room and her guts all over, cherry on top. I just wish that it happened to a character that was more developed, more interesting, and deserving of such like an epic kill, instead of having her like be like one of the first people to die. That other cop in Scream 2. This was probably the most exhilarating kill in the Scream movies. Having a dude dangle on the hood of a car like fucking Death Proof, and while it crashes through shit, it's very different from just getting stabbed or shot, you know? And it's a great practical effect of the pipe going through his head. It's real gruesome. It's almost like Final Destination type stuff. Anthony, Scream 4.
Bruce Willis.
This might be the craziest kill in the whole series so far. It's another crazy graphic kill in Scream 4. And it's a great effect to boot. It's almost ruined by the joke, but honestly, the kill itself is so crazy that the joke kind of fits with the insanity of the whole situation. And apparently that it's all based on a real like happening. It's wild. That Wes Craven was like, saw that and was like, I want to do that in a movie, and he put it in Scream 4. It's crazy. Just to get a stab in the head and still be able to walk around, that could actually happen. Fucking horrifying. Honestly, this kill is so crazy. Let's watch it again.
Oh shit.
Bruce Willis.
Fucking crazy. Maureen, Scream 2. This kill has so many elements that I love. A theater full of ghost faces watching as she's killed. You got her dying in front of a screen with Ghostface on the screen. Her scream. The thing that really, honestly, it's such a good kill because Jada Pinkett just fucking delivers on that performance. Like, she's on level with Drew Barrymore with her performance. Like, it's a hell of a way to start the movie. Randy, Scream 2.
What the fuck? Jesus. What a rat-looking, homo-repressed mama's boy. Why not set your goals higher, huh? You want to be one of the big boys? Huh? Manson? Bundy? OJ? So...
Now, the kill itself is off screen, which is a detriment, but all the other elements are so well done. The lead up to it, the suspense, the surprise of it being Randy, the shock of it happening in daylight. You don't expect it to happen at that point because it's like it's daytime. They're out in an open field with a bunch of people around. How is Ghostface gonna kill them? You know? And then it fucking happens, and it's Randy of all people. It's such a good like surprise. It all adds up to a scene that like many Scream fans still talk about, love it or hate it that Randy dies. Billy, Scream.
Careful. This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
Not in my movie.
Yeah, he dies of being stabbed and shot, but he gets stabbed with an umbrella. Like, who gets stabbed with an umbrella? What do you use? The Penguin? Well, Billy also is the first of so many Scream tropes that go into his death. You know what I mean? Like, he's the first fake out jump scare, first dude to get shot in it. He's become a staple in how the killer's dealt with in these movies, which is cool. Tatum, Scream. Now this might be the most different and creative kill this series has done. Also unrealistic as hell, but like, I mean, who cares when it's done this well? The sound effect especially is pretty gruesome. And I love that she goes out with a fight, throwing like they look like the most easily breakable beer bottles I've ever seen on the planet. But she goes out with a fight, which is good. Kirby, Scream 4.
4 years of classes together, and you notice me now? Stupid bitch! It's too late! Shh, I know. It's okay, take your time. It doesn't happen as fast as it does in the movies, I know.
What if Casey knew everything about horror movies and managed to outsmart Ghostface, answer all the horror questions right? If this is any indication, no matter how many questions you get right, no matter how much of a horror buff you are, Ghostface is going to win. You can't win with him. And I love that it's a little callback to Scream 1 like that. And I love the impact and tragedy of her death. It's still something fans talk about. She was a great character, a fan favorite. She bested Ghostface in horror trivia. And unfortunately, she was taken out for it. Casey, Scream. Look, we all knew this was going to be number one. We all knew this was going to be number one. It's basically a 10-minute long kill. From the first phone call to the final shot of her body, this is a masterclass in how to kill somebody that we aren't familiar with. We still managed to make a connection with her, and that's thanks to Drew Barrymore's amazing performance. We still managed to feel her panic and fear, and that's thanks to Wes Craven's amazing directing. All in all, this series started off with one of the most famous kills in modern horror, and a kill that launched a series that we all love and one that I hold near and dear to my heart. So that's it. That's HALLOW-SCREAM. I think I've ranked like every fucking possible aspect of these movies, at least until Scream 5 comes out, which is, obviously I'm going to have to make some altercations, but I'll talk about that once that movie's out. Hopefully it's good. And who knows, maybe this will kickstart a whole new series of Screams. New generation. Also, I haven't seen the Scream TV series, but I've heard it's actually good, so I might watch that as well and review that too. But yeah, thanks for watching all month. And yeah, see you in January when Scream 5 comes out.